This is the new for February 2025 Jack Wolf Knives Primo Jack. This comes from the Big Bro, Little Bro lineup. And Primo in this case does not refer to prime or like the ultimate, even though it kind of is, but it refers to Primo like cousin. And so this is the Primo Jack. You got the Little Bro, the Big Bro, and the Primo. And this series is all based on this sleeve board pattern of traditional knife, slip joint knife with the clip point blade. Um, I will show you this real quickly. This is the packaging. It comes in, as you know, Jack Wolf Knives always sends their knives with the coolest and most complete packaging experience possible. You got this awesome tin, this really cool artwork. Primo, this is the tough cousin. We all have one in our family. And it comes with the sticker, the pog, the cleaning cloth, and all the rest. So this is what Primo is referring to. This guy right here. So the Primo Jack is another in the line of locking, flipping Jack Wolf knives. You know, Jack Wolf knives made their name on modern interpretations of classic slip joint designs, and then a year and a half or so into that effort, Ben Belkin, the head of the company, and the designer, began introducing these awesome front flipping, bolster locking versions of the knives he had already produced. And this is a very, very welcome addition to this line of knives. I really like the sleeve board pattern. The sort of boy's knife is what it's called often, historically anyway, and it's kind of in line with the Great Eastern Cutlery number 14 and 15. Those are boys style knives. I'll show you one of those in a minute. And I've always just been a real big fan of this format. And I loved the slip joints, the Little Bro and the Big Bro. And when I found out that this is what he was coming out with next, I was really excited. So just know that. So these things are a little bit larger. By these things, I mean the flipping, locking versions of his knives are a little bit larger than the slip joint versions. And with all of them coming in at about 3¼ inches in blade length. And this is a 7 inches overall, I believe. That's not right. 6½ inches overall, I believe. I could get a ruler and hang on. I'm going to do that right now. I don't want to be putting out false information. Let's see. Oh, I was right. 7½ inches long, about, and 3¼ inches on the blade length. 3 1/8 on the blade length. Man, okay. I'm wrong all over the place. But you get the standard, beautiful construction, super stout, sturdy, modern construction that you get with a Jack Wolf knife. Starting from the blade, we have a super sharp, full height, hollow ground S90V blade. And you have a traditional sort of long pull on both sides, which on a slip joint knife is obviously used to pinch and pull open the blade. But in this case, well, you could do that, or you could use it as a middle finger flick not device, but you know what I mean, feature. For me, I like it a little better than the front flipper, just in general. I'm a middle finger flicker by instinct, though the front flipper here works great. I like my forefinger for front flipping. My thumb, I don't get the same feeling in my thumb anymore because I hurt it. I know I always mention that, but I feel like it's very important contextually, especially with modern knives where the strong hand thumb is paramount. Let's see, with this, I can do it with the left too. Moving down the knife, you have these beautiful blasted titanium bolsters, and on this version, you've got a Barlow style bolster. Barlow bolster extends about 1/3 of the length of a handle, and this comes from the old Barlow slip joint knives, which were a working person's knife, and the longer bolster meant added strength. Added strength and more interface, more. Okay, I'm gonna reset. More surface area coming in contact with the blade tang, which gave it more lateral strength. There you go. Wow, that was hard. But on this version, you've got that's somewhat decorative because the bolsters and the liners are all singular pieces of titanium. And then they're separated by this long titanium backspacer, beautifully bronze anodized, by the way, all the hardware here. Triple fluting on that bolster just for added luxury and beauty. And then this is one of the more recent lines of knives that have reintroduced micarta. Micarta went away for a while because it wasn't as popular, it wasn't selling as well as some of the exotic carbon fibers Ben was putting on these knives. But due to popular demand, and also I must say, in my opinion, an overall expansion in the materials being used as covers on these knives, for instance, wood and more recently bone, which I'll show you here in a minute. So it's nice to have micarta back in the fold. This time it's beautiful, tightly woven linen micarta, whereas in the past it wasn't polished and it was sort of a looser weave or a thicker weave canvas micarta. Now we're into this beautiful linen micarta. I really love it. This is the first of the new micarta knives that I have in my absolutely amazing, sprawling collection of Jack Wolf knives. Of course, thanks to Ben Belkin. Thank you, Ben, for these knives. They're so incredible. I owe you a great debt of gratitude. Beautiful hand-rubbed satin on the S90V blade with an exaggerated sharpening choil there, so you can. It's so thin behind the edge, so sharp. You could theoretically, if this were your only knife and you lived for a long time and used your knives very hard, you could sharpen all the way up to the peak of that sharpening choil and still have a nice thin behind the edge measurement. Really excellent action on these knives. It's a stipulation of the contract with the OEM that makes his knives not to reveal who that OEM is. But whoever it is masterful. These things are incredible. They're really, really outstanding. Not just the slip joints, but the flipping folders with their bearing pivots and all that. Just outstanding. Also, I want to mention that these are the Jack Wolf knives that do not come with the standard leather slip because they are clipped knives. Now, he does send a filler tab to go in that little notch if you prefer to remove the clip and put it in a slip. So that's a nice little touch. I don't. These end up getting carried most often in my back right pocket, and back left pocket next to my bandana. That's where I prefer to carry a knife of this size, and they get used more than anything else I'm carrying. So I absolutely love them. Now let me show these with its slip joint cousins. All right, first the Big Bro Jack. This is the first one that came out from several years ago. This has S90V. Okay, at some point he switched from M390 to S90V. So there's that with the older canvas micarta I was discussing. And then here was the second knife I believe he put out, second or third knife he ever put out. This is the Little Bro Jack. I absolutely love this one. Same thing with that really nice micarta. And this one has a double bolstered sleeve board build. And then most recently, I think 2 knives ago, the Big Bro Jack had a resurgence or a second run. You see that long pull S90V horizontal bolster, Barlow bolster here, triple fluted, and this one with white bone. I felt so privileged and happy to get this white bone version because I love bone covers on slip joints. And then this one, which is also super cool in this beautiful Kiranite. Looks like you're gazing into the great beyond. This one came out last year sometime. So just a beautiful lineage here leading up to this most recent Primo Jack. And now I also want to show it with the other folding locking knives. This is the After Hours Jack in its two different runs. This was from last year. This is from a couple of months ago, and that's so the end of 2024. Beautiful, based on the Midnight Jack design. And then we have the Sharpshooter Jack, and the Benny, based on the Benny's clip, which is based on the Lanny's clip, and then this is the Cyborg Jack. No, this is based on the Cyborg Jack. Also, this one I've been carrying a lot lately. I really like this one. Someone could help me. This is not the Cyborg Jack. This is the. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just a lot of names to remember, but this one is an original pattern from Ben Belkin. So you've never seen this angular handle design before this one was produced. So big fan of all these knives. And do yourself a favor and go to jackwolfknives.com. You can buy them directly there now, but he's got a whole slew of retailers, online retailers, where you can buy these Jack Wolf knives, and they are just beautiful. Of course, this doesn't just come in the black micarta. It comes in a couple of other materials, to include beautiful carbon fibers and other synthetic materials. All right, thanks for watching.